Like it's still downsides to both ends. You know what I'm saying? Like there is a very good chance that cool. Like let's say you put all the research on Miles Garrett, he get injured, it's a travesty. That's the same thing as you draft a nigga and he's sorry. You draft a dude and he gets injured in training camp or preseason or something. Cause look at the Marvin Overshawn. The Marvin Overshawn was somebody we drafted in the top 100, had high expectations for him his rookie year, and did not play because he tore his ACL in preseason.
Yeah, I mean that's. I mean, listen to me. It's all at this point of the year.
Jay.
It's all gambling and it's all
Mike
lucky.
check.
It's all
Mm-hmm. We hear you.
it's all the draw. It's all a luck of the draw. You know what I mean? So with all this stuff, you gotta assess the risk. But I don't always want to. I feel like we focus. We go to the casino and we focus on what we're gonna lose before we even gamble. You know what I'm saying? Like at some point, landlord one that taught me this. You gotta at some point, all of this is a risk. You know what I'm saying? But it's about, is the risk worth the reward? You know what I'm saying? I think, to be honest with you, I don't know about no 3 first round picks. I think they just kind of gaslighting right now. Like this is the first thing that you've heard, and the first day you even heard that he would be available. So obviously they're going to throw their wish list of things. I'm pretty sure they want a Lamborghini Haran and a house and a whole bunch of other stuff you could throw in there, as much stuff as you can get. You know what I'm saying? And you got to remember, the team that's trying to trade him is also still in the phase where they're still saying that they're not trying to trade him. So of course he's going to be extremely high today. You know what I'm saying? But if they're saying 3 first rounds, that lets me know that they'll probably take 2, because no one out there has what they initially want. You know what I'm saying? No one has that right now. You know what I'm saying? So there's only teams right now that have 2, and then there's teams that have a 1 next year. You know what I'm saying? But and then like there's no precedence off that. So I think 2 first rounds picks this is my thing, right? No matter what you do to go get Miles Garrett, every single thing that you do on your team has to reflect that you're trying to win a Super Bowl right now. So
Mm-hmm.
if you go get Miles Garrett, you need to get him, and then you need to while you're flying him into Dallas, you need to be flying George Pickens' contract straight to him and signing him at the same time. Because every single thing that you do for the next 2 years needs to be around the fact that we're trying to win the Super Bowl right now. Like, we're not trying to win it next year. We're trying to win it this year. If we don't win a Super Bowl this year, it's going to be a tragedy, because realistically, in 3 years, whatever you would give up to get him, you wouldn't necessarily be mortgaging your future off, because the Dallas Cowboys we don't really hang our future on any one thing. You know what I mean? Like, even though we do draft, I would say people would say we draft fairly well. We're not, if you look at it, we're not building our future around the draft right now, nor are we drafting it around free agency. So I don't necessarily think that we would be mortgaging our future off, because we don't hold a lot of stock in that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we literally had a whole draft class just 3 years ago where we the only person on that draft class that's still on our team is Demarion Overshawn and Luke Schoolmaker. You know what I'm saying? So I think we could actually do it based on how we bring players in. We don't bring in a bunch of big name players anyway. You know what I'm saying? And for the last like 4 years, all our first round picks, the ones that have been good, have been going to offensive linemen. And so those are players that got to develop over time anyway. So could the Cowboys do it? I think we could do it, but I would only want to do it if everything that we do would we be around us it's going all in. Like, we're going all in on everything. We're going all in on everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, print the shirts up already. Like, we're going in on everything. Like, no,
Yeah.
we can't go get a Miles Garrett and still be like, oh, we're gonna win the Super Bowl in the window. No, nigga, the window is no. The window is
It's
we
today,
open
huh?
and we. It's today, exactly. It's today. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're trying to win it right now. You know what I'm saying? So
Hey,
that's
real
why
quick.
you.
Let me get this super chat that we will sit, man. So salute the we will with the 199 for your mind. Cuz said players who don't attend training camp seem to get hurt. It's referring to the Micah comment. Well, shit. He might. Also, derail. If you send $3 more, cause you sent two last night, you send $3 more, you get a raffle entry, man. So I salute to y'all good people waking up early in the morning to listen to us talk Dallas Cowboys content.
Yeah, I think Micah did. Micah, he didn't train, he didn't attend training camp, but Micah was still very much in tip top shape. Like, I don't blame Micah injury on him not going to training camp. Micah just got injured on an explode. Mike, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I'm not saying it's not trying to be funny or facetious, but like a player like Micah Parsons to not get injured at some point of his career is almost like that's almost unheard of. You know what I'm saying? So especially the way he plays, as explosively that he plays. I don't think it had anything to do with training camp because to think that Micah Parsons was just sitting at the house not doing anything is asinine. Like he was working out for sure. You know what I'm saying? He just wasn't working out with the team. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and you got guys like Orlando Standrick who was at training camp, walked on the field and stepped wrong and tore his ACL the first day of training camp. I was there. So I mean, you have weird situations like that. You know what I'm saying? I just think that it's a one-off situation. But for players like Micah that play at a high level like he plays, for him not to have gotten injured already, that was already like a wow thing, a wow factor. You know what I'm saying? So, but I don't think it had anything to do with training camp because you got players that go to training camp and still get hurt.
I agree. Also, salute to Derail for the other $3 that got you up to five, so they got you another raffle entry, man. Salute to you. Land, talk to me,
Yo,
man. Let me know, cuz are you of the mindset of it, if we gotta be able to compete like this very season? Like if we trade for Miles Garrett, we gotta go deep this year, correct?
that's the only way. That's the only reason you would do this. And I feel like
Thanks.
the only way you would be able to build your team is through free agency down there after that. So free agency moves like that, being dependent upon free agency moves, that sounds like a Super Bowl window right there alone.
Facts.
So you would have to do that. Like nobody wants to just solely depend on free agency. And like,
Hell
let me
no.
say this real quick, because I know everybody want Miles Garrett. So if anybody, you know what I'm saying?
No, they was. Hey, listen to me. I don't. I think Jesus wants Miles Garrett because he bleeped you out as soon as you start saying that.
Yeah, that was a move from the Lord. Say
The
About
something.
Lord said. The Lord said I didn't have that. The Lord said I only made one Miles Garrett. I don't know what he talking
what
about.
I'm Mike
You're
check.
back.
Can you
You're
hear?
back. Go ahead. Go ahead. Wait, you still got it.
I all I was saying was the only reason the risk, we know that with any player comes a risk, but the only reason this risk is so significant is because of how much you got to give up. That's why
Hmm.
this risk is so significant. It's not the same as drafting a player or spending one first round pick on a player. Like we know every player comes with a risk of injury and all that. But this risk is associated with giving up a whole fucking lot. That's what makes this risk something that you should consider. That's all.
Hey,
Agreed.
but think about this.
Hold
Think
on, hold
about
that
this.
thought, hold that
For
thought. I do have to cut you off because Lou ain't said nothing since he been here. So let me get Lou in here, then I'll let you cook.
Yeah, what's good, John? Yeah, I was sitting back.
Nah, you Gucci, man. Cause
What's
listen,
happening?
you done left, made you some fugazios, came back, had poured water on the fugazios, and ate stomach cramps. Went to the bathroom, came back. He still ain't said nothing. So I'm gonna have to let Lou take it for a little bit.
I ain't ate it for Gazios yet. You know, after you pour it, you gotta let them snap, crackle, and pop for a bit. You feel
Come on, snap, crackle, and pop in your system, goddamn.
me?
Shout out to Anthony Strader on the cash out, man. They got your two rapper entries.
Same on
Appreciate you,
my
my
end.
guy.
Yeah, I understand. Let's win the risk, but you know how I feel. I just think we should view it as like defensive tackle. I don't think the Dallas Cowboys are good at all at drafting edge. We have a long history of missing on that, especially when we're hungry. And I feel like this is just like us getting Quentin Williams. We knew that risk. You know what I'm saying? I think we should just double down on it, especially for a position probably more of value. I know that we already looked up his history. He's a fairly healthy guy. He's an impactful guy. He's a Hall of Famer. But like, I'd rather have this than and trust building through free agency rather than just trying to build through the draft. Like I think you will not find a player that's just on this level. I can guarantee you in the next 3 drafts if you give him 3 picks. I don't think it may cost you just 2 firsts in like a mid rounder, but you know what I'm saying. Like I think this is a risk that is worth taking because like if we are trying to push all the chips in, and we always say we want to be like the Eagles and the Rams, man, these are moves they don't blink twice on. You feel me?
Facts.
They don't blink twice
Facts.
on these moves at all. They do it. They turn the page and they keep going.
Hmm. I agree with that. All right, Wes, I'm gonna let you say what you were finna say, and then we're gonna pivot because we got to talk through all the scenarios. Because we talking through the scenario of getting Miles Garrett. Then we got to talk through the scenario on if these motherfuckers got to try and get a War Daddy in the draft. And listen, they wasn't lying. Boss wasn't lying. Like the 2 top guys, it's very unlikely that they'll be there for us at 12. So what we're going to pivot after you say this next thing, we're going to talk about some of the other pass rushers in the draft and how they stack up and shit. Because I got a bunch of stuff input in the show for it. So go ahead, Wiz.
No, Miles Garrett he solves a lot of problems that you were drafting to solve anyway, and he solved them at an experienced high end level. I mean, you get Miles Garrett, that solves your edge problem. That also that puts your defensive coordinator in a position where you can have expectations on him. Because right now, what are we really expect? Like, listen, I like Christian Partner too, but last time I checked, he wasn't Jesus. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we like to assume that when guys come to Dallas, that they're still not. This isn't his first year. This isn't his. He's still very much inexperienced. Like we're heaping all this undue. I forget the word that comes to my mind, but we put a lot of undue stuff on him that he hasn't really earned yet. You know what I'm saying? Like we're assuming that he's, the D coordinators like we've got who had experience.
We anointed him. What you trying to say?
Yeah, we're anointing him. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I say like this, for a brand new defensive coordinator that has 11 positions to worry about, the last thing I do want to give him is a bunch of rookies that need to figure it out in the NFL. Why not give him a guy that allows him to be like, okay, I can put you here and I know exactly what you're going to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you're trying to go from defense ranked 32nd to 20th, you need a Myles Garrett. Because just draft picks and hoping that he's going to do it with scheme and because he knew Vic Fangio, that's not realistic to think that you're going to go from 32 to like mid-class. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of Dallas Cowboy fans are really expecting us to go from like 32 to like top 10, which is damn near impossible in 6 months.
Yeah, that's crazy. Hey, real quick. Let's go cheap with the 499. Said Miles Garrett or not, we can't go 31 years without a Super Bowl. I refuse. Yeah, that'd be sad. Another year without a Super Bowl, man, it's just crazy. Because we're, how they say it's been 30 years. It's officially been 30 years now. Everything else that
It's
was
been
rounded up,
31
it's
for the
now 30
49ers.
years.
31 for the 49ers, though.
Yeah, fuck the 49ers.
It just don't seem so bad because they didn't win to the championship.
Man. But hey, I'm gonna play this video about Shotty, and it's about him being open at drafting anything at 12. So we're gonna pivot from that, and then we'll talk about what if that does happen, right? So let me play this video so y'all see what the hell I'm talking about, and then we'll go from there. But everybody in the comment section, make sure y'all like on everybody's platform. Make sure y'all share on everybody's platform. Make sure you slap the shit out of the Eagles fan, and make sure y'all donate. Everybody got cash outs. Everybody got monetized channels. So y'all hit the cash out of super chats for the people out there, man.
It's just getting to know all the prospects. Obviously, these guys have done a great job. Of course, talking about Will McClay and from Jerry down, Stephen and Jerry, but Will McClay, Mitch LaPointe, Ross, Chris Vaughn, they've done a great job setting the board. And now I'm kind of going through all the positions, and everybody, you want to be prepared to do what we need to do on defense, but certainly we're not going to pass on a great offensive player if they're there at one of those spots. And but I'm so much more familiar with. Last year was more of I saw the highlight films, the POAs. Now I've seen game film. I've seen these guys compete, and it makes it a little easier to help make that selection.
Hey, did that thing stop playing, or am I tripping?
I need you to stop leaving your own show.
It stopped playing.
Ain't that some bullshit? You know,
Henny get
I'm trying.
invited
I'm
all.
trying to run a very big show on a very small device, so that's probably why it's hating me out right now.
Nah, I'm just playing with you.
You Gucci.
Henny, you like my father-in-law. He'll invite you to the party, and then he'll find every reason to go to the stove, go to this, and go to that. I'd be like, Pops, you just don't like being around folks.
That how your father-in-law be moving, man?
For real, bro. Like he got to go get some chicken, or he got to go get this, or he got to go get that. I like Pops. You just don't like you like people having people at the house, but you don't like really being around people like that.
So pretty much, so I'll summarize it then. I'll summarize it then since it didn't play, and I'm not gonna make the show crash again just to hear Shoddy ass play 30 seconds of talk. He basically saying, man, depending on how the board fall, he ain't gonna force it at defense. You know, he's prepared to draft a Jeremiah Love. He's prepared to draft a Jordan Tyson. He's prepared to draft, the best player available. And if that so happen to be offense, then god damn it, he gonna get them. He gonna get them, and he feels more prepared to do that this year, than he was year one. So we're gonna talk about that, man. If we don't get Award Daddy at 12, and it just don't fall like that, we just gonna go through some of these other candidates to see if they can actually be what Dallas Cowboys is looking for. Also, salute to the Court Owens with the two-piece. He said, our second chance at Charles Haley. If we do give up the mortgage and give up the form for Miles Garrett, it definitely would be a similar situation.
Nah, he better than Charles Haley. I'm sorry, we in a different.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah, he's better than Charles Haley. We talking about we in the Reggie White
Lou,
stage. Yeah, you know what I'm
Lou,
saying?
how old are you, Lou?
He's better than Charles Haley.
How
I'm
old is
telling you
you,
right
Lou?
now, we are
How
in a
old is you,
different.
Lou? And ask you that question. How old is you, Lou?
How many depoys this man got?
How old is you, Lou?
Count this man depoys, man.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this, Lou. You young whippersnapper. You ain't gonna be
Oh yeah, yeah. The
disrespecting
poor the
Charles.
age out. How many depoys this man got?
You ain't gonna be disrespecting Charles Haley.
You good,
Nah.
you good. But
Hey,
hey,
he,
so
he
let's
definitely the Charles Haley of our generation. I put it to you like that. He is definitely the Charles Haley of our generation. And I'm gonna be honest with you, like, could you listen? The reason why I think you might even get a better Myles Garrett is because Myles Garrett ain't never been on a winning team. So imagine what Myles Garrett would do on a playoff run. Like, you imagine you like what you could like. Charles Haley was coming off of a team that was going to Super Bowls and was going deep into the playoffs and was going like he had a legacy already. Charles Haley got rings from Cali, but he from Cowboys, but he also got 2 rings from the 49ers before he even got here. Myles
he the
Garrett been
first
given
first
20.
first player to win 5 of them.
Yeah, Myles Garrett been going crazy on a losing team. So just imagine him coming to a stadium where it's like, bro, like I'm actually going to be able to win. Like I'm actually going to be in a situation where I can help a team win, get to a playoff. Bro, Myles Garrett, Mike, and I'm going to tell you the last thing I'm going to say about him is since he's at the end of his career and probably not getting another contract, the Dallas Cowboys would let him run it up. Like I think there's part of the reason the Micah never got over 15 sacks is because the Cowboys didn't want him to get into that atmosphere of that type of money. He ended up getting it anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Just not in Dallas.
But not exactly, not in Dallas. But I promise you, if the Dallas Cowboys go get Myles Garrett, bro, they're going to set it up for him to get 20 because they will for sure want him to break that single season sack record in a Dallas Cowboy uniform for sure. Jerry likes he loves history. He loves being a part of history. And more importantly, he loves the Cowboys making history. Like he loves that. So you go get a Myles Garrett, bro. Jerry, Jerry will live 5 extra. It'll put years on Jerry's life.
Just watch this shit.
Yeah, it will put
I'm
five
telling you,
years. It will
I'm
put
telling
five
y'all,
years on
man.
Jerry's life.
With all due respect to Charles Haley, we are not talking about a player in that tier. Like we do know, like even though we love Charles Haley, we do know it was a tier of like all-time rushers that was above him, right? Like we understand the Reggie Whites. You know what I'm saying? We understand that there was an LT type of tier. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a tier above and everything like that. And I'm telling you, we're dealing with in the Myles Garrett somebody like that. He's already historic. Like he's collecting depoys like they Super Bowl rings. People over here talking about like he never been on a shitty team. That ain't his fault. He was drafted by the worst team in the fucking ever. But I guarantee you, they are top defense because of him and him alone. And
Yeah,
that's
and he
why
could have
I
left.
want him on this team because he'll make
Yeah,
team building on this defense a whole lot easier. Man, just name another solid, a great player that the Browns has had with him. They've been drafting, good players. I'm talking about like another like Pro Bowl caliber player on that defense with him on that
Hall
team.
of
You feel
Famer.
me?
Outside, Pro Bowl. There's a couple guys, but
Couple
Hall of
guys, but I'm
Fame,
talking about like, yeah,
nah.
like I'm talking.
There's nobody of his ilk. He a different species. So
You know what I'm saying? You get him, you pair him with some solid players, he'll take them up a level. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's just like when Micah was here. It's no mistake that our cornerback era, we came out of cornerback hell when we finally found an edge. You know what I'm saying? That's not a coincidence. You feel me? So I just think it's just a ripple effect. You know what I mean? But yeah, let's talk about these edges in this draft though.
yeah, we have no choice because it sounds good to get Miles Garrett. They probably gonna fuck around and say we got Miles Garrett at home, and there's gonna be a motherfucker like Akeem Messador. And I'm not saying Akeem Messador is bad. Like he's considered the fourth best edge in the draft if you listen to Todd McShay. And everything that we're getting here, this is not the work that I did. We've been doing a bunch of trade talking shit, so I'm not as deep into my mock and my big board as I should be. So take this with a grain of salt. This is somebody else's opinion of players. But he's considered the fourth best edge in this draft. I think he got Orville Reese, Ruben Bain, and David Bailey over him. But when it comes down to like production, he had 12 and a half sacks last year, 17 and a half tackles for loss, four forced fumbles, which is always good to see, and he had 63 total tackles. So he's not a guy that's a bad player. It's just like the only knocks on him is really like his age. Like this nigga 25, and he got a little bit of an injury history when we talk about Akeem Messador. Now he's not somebody that I would pick at 12. But this is somebody that's probably in play for you, let's say at like 20. If you like him and you think he's that kind of player for you that can come in and have a instant impact, he will probably be available for you at 20. So I don't know. How do y'all feel about Akeem Messador? I ain't really got the pulse of y'all. Like, what do y'all think about Akeem at like 20?
I mean, he's a solid player. I love his motor and everything like that, but I don't think he's somebody who can lead off this room probably in the next couple of years. I'm just being honest. He has a lot of issues with him. People, I've never seen as many people use his age as a green flag. I think that's a red flag. You know what I'm saying? That means you're getting closer to where you cannot learn new skills just yet. Then I'm not a people. I know he's strong. You know what I'm saying, for the college, but I need people to understand that this is the NFL. And if y'all didn't see us last night on how different the strength is when we was playing that video of Miles Garrett and how he was literally bigger than a rookie D tackle. Like it ain't never ever should be where the D end is bigger than a D tackle. You feel me? So there's gonna be just a gap for him getting used to this strength. So I mean, Mesidor is solid. Do I see some as a war daddy? No, I see him being like coming in and being a part of being a solid part of this rotation.
hmm What about y'all, landlord? What you think about Akeem Messador?
Yeah, I told for the most part, when it comes to these defensive trench players in the draft, I'm not a big fan down them. Far as them being instant impact, I feel like Bailey and Bain will be an instant impact, and not even saying that they'll just be world beaters day one, but I think you can get some from them. But anybody outside of them two, I wouldn't bet my money on them being like life changing, impactful players year one. So I think he might be solid, but I wouldn't want to bet my money on it. I wouldn't want him to be what I'm putting all my eggs in the basket for.
But I do need y'all to know this in this situation because we're just talk about hypotheticals right now. We're talking about the hypothetical of Miles Garrett's not in play, and they done drafted like a wide receiver or some shit at 12, like a Jordan Tyson or Jeremiah Love is at 12. They drafted him. Now we got to pivot to find some other way to fix the defense. So
You need
it's
to be
really
traded. You need
Yeah,
to
you
be
gonna be
traded.
traded. If you want to
Like you ain't gotta force your hand far as doing that. You don't have to force your hand just because he there. Like you see,
You breaking up right now, brother. I couldn't hear you, bro. You had went robot for a little bit. What you had said?
I just basically say there's other ways to build your team. You don't have to draft him just because he there. You should be going to trade. You should be heavy in the trade market, trying to get you at least a decent veteran edge or two. You will just have to overpay. Cause this team, it's people that we can get. We just try to feel like we don't want to overpay. But in that moment, you might have to mess around and go around above what you want to give. He might deserve a third, but you got to give him a second.
You don't have a second.
That's just the life you have to live.
So I'm trying to see who is worth giving up to get. You know what I'm saying? Like who now I'm not just saying not to trade for nobody or anything like that, because I'm always open to improving my football team. You know what I'm saying? Like that's always off top. If we can get better, let's get better. The real question, comes down to who is this motherfucker at this point, and what do I have to give up to get him? Right? Because if pick 12 was off the board and we got pick 20, which pass rusher that we've been linked to is worth the 20th overall pick?
Probably
You
nobody,
want
unless
to?
nobody until they get on. I mean, they all worth it if you're willing to give it up. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, you're only worth what someone's willing to pay. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I almost feel like something else that we also need to understand too is like there's this real big movement on players getting held back. So, like literally, it was a coach talking to me about asking me if I was going to hold my son's 11, but he'll be in eighth grade in like 4 years. And there was literally a coach talking to me about asking me about the possibility of holding my son back in eighth grade. And so, man, players are going to be older when they come into the NFL. I mean, that's just kind of especially on defense. That's just what's happening right now. You know what I'm saying? So, and if I wanted to get instant impact, remember, we're not trying to win a Super Bowl in 5 years. So I don't care about re-signing him in 5 years, obviously. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to win a Super Bowl now. So if I had to come in and had to find out a guy that can adapt and be able to move like a pro right now, it would probably be a 26-year-old rookie. You know what I'm saying? And the mindset we just have to understand that is no matter what he does, no matter how great he is, this is a 5-year run. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get him for 5 years and then possibly 6 if we franchise tag him. I mean, and at that point, you would be understanding what you got. You're drafting to do it. If you're drafting a 25, 26-year-old guy, this is not a guy that's about to play for you for no 10 years. So as long as you're okay with him playing for you at least 6, then you do it. You do it. Because it's not about this. Jesus is about to come back. So we don't care about what's happening in the next 2 years. It's about what's happening right now. You know what I'm saying? So if I had to put it on someone to do it right now, I mean, I would be more open to trusting a 26-year-old rookie than a 22-year-old rookie.
So this is the thing. Maybe let's be frank, because let's just have an open and honest conversation, because we got a couple more prospects to look at. I don't think outside of 12, like outside of the top guys, I don't think there's anybody in particular that can come in and save your life. You know what I'm saying? Like they can be there for some emotional support, but I don't know if them motherfuckers is suited right now, day one, to come in, and just lead the charge and all this other shit, right? I don't think this is the kind of prospects 20 and back, but. Let's say you get one of them and then you still bring back Jadeveon Clowney, after the draft, because, when you sign veteran players like that after the draft, it don't fuck with the comp picks and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, like, maybe they bring back a Jadeveon Clowney. maybe they make a trade, for another edge and just bolster the room. And now you can go four deep in your pass rusher. So I don't think individually, you know, now one of these guys is going to change life for you. If unless you pull the trigger
Nope.
for Miles Garrett, unless you trade up for David Bailey or some shit. But you know, at this point, really, and I'm just gonna change the thought process. We really just need to see who is the best nigga on here to draft, because I don't think now one of them just gonna change your life. And remember, this is already a scenario where we ain't getting Miles, because they done spent that 12th already.
Yeah, we just need to stay away from a dude Carter situation where, you know what I'm saying? A dude comes in with big hype and a big old moissanite chain with his name around it, and then get you all of how many sacks he get you them last year?
Beating
After
Hit had
asking
4.
for Yeah, after asking for LT's number, you go get 4 numbers. You should be he should whoop your he should whip your ass for that.
Hell yeah.
LT said, "Nah, I'm good."
And he had good foresight too. That boy did a whole bunch of nothing. That nigga had a whole bunch of cardio last year, man.
He did. LT said, "Nah, I'm good."
So Lou, what kind of leg work you done did on TJ Parker so far? Because I'm trying to figure out personally how this nigga woke up sorry and he's still a young man. Because this nigga, he was great, the year before. Like, he was very destructive the year before, and I don't know what the hell happened to him this year. Because he went from 11 sacks to only 5. So Lou, what are your thoughts on TJ Parker as a prospect? Not as a war dad, just as a prospect at this point.
Lou, your mic, your mic probably off, Lou. I feel like Lou is cooking right now. We ain't smelling none of it.
Yeah, we can't hear you, Lou. Are you in here still, bro? And I don't think it's me, because I can hear Wes.
Hey, well, I looked at TJ Parker.
Yeah, what you think about him?
I think what I think about him is he played at Clemson, and I feel like there were times the year before last. I'm not saying the level of competition was the same, but I just feel like the level of competition this last year was a whole lot better, and the defense that he was on wasn't as giving him as much support that he got the year before. That's typically the only reason why you see guys have a fall off like that, because for the most part, he's been relatively. I didn't see anywhere where he's been overtly like injured a bunch. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna lie, I like his size too. That was one of the things that kind of stuck out to me. The dude is damn near 27 pounds away from being 300 pounds at 6'3". Like, the dude is freaking huge.
Mm-hmm. And he do got long ass arms. He damn near got
Yeah,
the
like this dude
arms.
is. Yeah, you would think you would almost think that he almost built like a freaking linebacker almost, but not even like a linebacker. He built like a left tackle damn near.
Long ass arms.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you now, Lou.
All right. Oh yeah. So yeah, I mean, I question his motor. I'm not even gonna lie to you, because like it seemed like he want to get up for when the bag is on the line. Like, he turned up in that Senior Bowl, 1v1s. But I think he a raw player as well. Like, he need a he gonna have to develop a whole lot. Like, I think a lot more than even the way I was looking at it. I don't say. I mean, I think he fit the 3-4 for us, but he ain't a guy who's gonna come in and get you. No, he ain't no war daddy. I don't even see that in his career path. I really don't. Just being honest.
I heard somebody compare him to like a Rashawn Gary, to where he probably never gonna be like the 15 sack nigga, but he'll be a good run defender. He'll give you like 9 if he put all this stuff together. Cause physically, when you talk about him, he has the physical tools. He has size, he has some length to him. And like you said, it's not really his athleticism. It's more so, why ain't you running harder, nigga? Why ain't you disengaging harder? Why ain't you pursuing the ball? There's more things like that when you talk about TJ Parker. And I'm still curious though, Lou. Like, I heard Wes thoughts on it. Why do you think he took a step back in his production from 2024 to 2025?
Yeah, I think it's his character, his motor. You know what I'm saying? Because I think, like, Because remember, Clemson was supposed to come in and they were supposed to be one of the top defenses, top teams, and everything like that. But once they found out they were sorry, I think everybody started making, business decisions.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
be
that's
honest
the
with you.
same. That's the same thing I
Cap.
said. Hey, that's the same
Yeah,
thing
I'm
I
real. I'm
said.
just being
Like
honest.
20, they had different expectations in the year, and he kind of mirrored the expectations.
That's why,
That's
like,
funny as
I
hell.
question if he can be a Rashawn Gary because I don't think he got that same motor as Rashawn Gary. You know what I'm saying? To even stop the run. So I'm really gonna have to see it with him. He gonna have to show me in the league. I'm not even gonna lie. It's gonna have to be a wait and see. But I don't want him waiting and seeing in the star.
Shit, I understand that.
Hey, Micah was never a 15 sack guy too, so
What Michael
Micah ain't
top
Man,
never
average
that's
had.
an
at
excuse.
14?
That boy play linebacker. My boy play linebacker.
Yeah, but he ain't gonna be playing a linebacker for us though. He gonna be rushing. He gonna be on that. He gonna be on that, getting to that quarterback.
He gonna be trying to get to the quarterback. Now let's see. Yeah, cause this is another motherfucker that was. If you wanted TJ Parker, it's a motherfucker around at 20. Ugh. So yeah, probably not for me. Land, what you think about TJ Parker at 20? Just knowing what you know and what we discussed about him. And again, this ain't about niggas being war daddies. We pretty much came to the conclusion that there ain't but two in this motherfucking draft. So what do you think about him as a prospect, and would you take the gamble on him, with his physical gifts? Or would you just say fuck that nigga?
I mean, I don't think it's. We might have to settle for somebody like that.
Settling is
Like
crazy.
outside, yeah, for real. Either you, like I said, you ain't necessarily gotta draft them. You need to be on the phone with a trade proposal and you outbidding everybody and you paying more than what you want to. Cause like you probably the likelihood of your life changing out the draft for our parents' risk go is very slim. So I really don't even think you should be looking at the draft, to be honest. I really don't even think you should be looking at the draft far as trying to get your parents' risk together. Like
And you
you
know
you
what? I
definitely
low key
shouldn't
agree.
be you definitely shouldn't be trying to say it's all or nothing. Like you gotta draft edge with 12 or 20. You definitely shouldn't be doing that.
Nah, but we still gotta leave no stone unturned. I'm with y'all niggas when y'all say trade for a motherfucker. I'm just saying we gotta also look because these motherfuckers love the draft. So we gotta check the Carfax on these motherfuckers that's up there. Cause we know damn well
I
if they
want them to do
draft any
both
one of them,
in the perfect world.
yeah, we know damn well if they
In the
draft one of
perfect
these
world.
niggas, they're gonna be out them videos saying that, hey, TJ Parker, new TJ Watt. Like nigga, what? What kind of comp is that? y'all know,
Yeah,
y'all know how these niggas
they
be
gassing if
coming.
they do that. Yeah, they gonna be gassing shit like that. I'm not gonna lie, man. No, but it's some guys in here, like like I want them to do both, trade for a guy and get one of these guys in here. But it's some guys I do like. It's just these the guys I like. I'm very much so questionable
Who
on.
you
Man, I
like,
just
Getting a
Lou?
man to, yeah, I like that dude out of Illinois, Gabe Jacos. I guess I'm saying his name wrong.
That's my
He
nigga too.
explosive, and he elevate his play. He elevate his play like on a higher competition. Like when it was time to play Ohio State, you know what I'm saying? Like and like I love. I want him just in the room. Like I feel like he got a good motor on him versus the run and versus the pass. I really like this kid, Jacos.
I do as well. He's one of my pet cats, so I make sure to have his ass in the in the video prepared. But yeah, man, Jakas, they consider him a top seven edge prospect. Oh, he had 11 sacks last year, 13 and a half tackles for loss, 44 tackles, a forced fumble, and a pass breakup. Got long arms, 33 inches, 260 pounds, 6'4". And I agree with you, man. Like he's somebody that I don't have to question in terms of want to, and motor. You know what I'm saying? Like this is somebody that's going to get out there. He's going to perform from whistle to whistle. He got enough size and enough length so where he could disrupt the quarterback. And he's not like this super athletic nigga. There's a reason why he didn't run and shit. But He's somebody that I think, if I'm not mistaken, this nigga got a wrestling background. If I'm not mistaken, this motherfucker used to wrestle, and that's why he's so good with his hands and getting motherfuckers up off of him. Let me see. I can't remember. Because I think I saw that. And yeah, matter of fact, they comping this nigga to Trey Hendrickson. They say he won't be a first rounder because of his athletic profile, but he got excellent hands. He has a strong wrestling background. So I wasn't crazy. So this might be a motherfucker if you have to reach, because you ain't got a second round pick. But if you're comparing him to like Akeem Messador, who got red flags, and you compare him to TJ Parker, who got red flags just because, bitch, you don't give enough effort. Like, I probably would have Jacosta over them niggas. Like, real shit. I know that might not be popular, but I probably would.
I do
Would
too.
take a fly on
I do.
Jacosta.
I do. But can somebody shoot this nigga in the chat though? He being disrespectful. I ain't gonna lie. Get his ass about here. That Marvel nigga, get his ass about here.
Oh yeah, don't worry. I done whack this nigga now. This nigga dead. He can go back to sucking dick in his mama basement.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you the best thing you can do to a troller is pay him no attention. Let's let them say whatever. Pay them no attention and just let them keep running the algorithm up with their dumb comments. Because remember, dumb comments, stupid comments, good comments, they all pay.
That is true. That is very true. But what y'all think, man?
Because eventually a troll will literally say something dumb, and then like 5 minutes later they realize that we're not giving them the action they want. So then they'll start talking about what they actually want to do. They just looking for attention. Their girlfriend didn't give it to them.
They ain't got a girlfriend. That nigga got an OnlyFans page with him and a fleshlight, and the only motherfucker subscribe to it is his dad.
Yeah, but I mean, just to speak, I I don't think I don't think any college player can be considered a war daddy. Like what you did in the NFL just means nothing. I mean, what you did in college just means absolutely nothing in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? I think only experienced players who have already done it can be considered a war daddy. So if you're looking for someone who's already done it, Myles Garrett is your way to go. And Myles Garrett is more guaranteed than anybody you could pick at 12 and anybody that you could pick at 20, or both of those people that you could pick at 12 or 20. So if your mode, that's why I said, like, whenever free agency started, you need to decide right then, are you trying to win a Super Bowl this year or are you trying to win a Super Bowl next year? Because if you're trying to win a Super Bowl this year, everything that you do should be centered around winning a Super Bowl this year. And that's you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what, and then to keep it real with you, like, you got to think that the pick 20 is an extra pick anyway. So you should only be really focused on the only pick you're really giving up is pick 12, because you weren't going to pay Micah anyway. So that was a free pick because you knew you weren't going to pay Micah. You know what I'm saying? So you knew that was a free pick. So the only pick that you really got to think about is they better than the person that you were going to get at pick 12? And I think there's no two players in here that I would think that either one of them would even have the effect that Myles Garrett's had on the NFL. And then putting him on a winning team, oh my God, it's a no-brainer. You can't compare him to these college players.
Well, we know that, you know what I'm saying? But in this scenario, we already done picked with 12, got somebody different. Like, we already talked about the scenario trading for Myles Garrett and why that would be the way to go. But we can leave.
Oh no, I'm just saying because somebody was saying war. Don't say the word war daddy. I was just clarifying that. Like, I agree with you there. I don't think there's any war daddies in this draft. You know what I'm saying? I think it's war daddy is specifically a word that should be used for an experienced player.
No, I was saying that, and that's fair, and I agree. To that extent. But really, I was just talking about at this point, I'm really just talking about the niggas as prospects at this point, man. We already have a home. These niggas ain't gonna give us what Myles Garrett gives us. But in a forced to stay in pick scenario, when it came down to getting one of these edge prospects, I'm just really trying to see where these niggas stack up and what y'all think about at this point.
I mean, I actually agree with landlord. If it's not there, trade the pick. Don't just pick a dude and just give a dude that, because you still got to pay somebody like they're the 20th pick. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to. I don't want to be. I don't want to. One thing I don't want is for us to draft a guy and we be trying to like force a round peg into a square box for the next 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Like part of the reason why Taco Charleston would have been better if he would have been on. I think if it would have been a better situation. But at the same time, there were times where we were literally trying to force him into something that he wasn't. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if no matter what you do at 12, if it's not there, if it's not there naturally, then freaking sell the pick. Somebody will want it for something. Sell the pick for something, or get an offensive player.
We just got offensive player
I
at
would. I
12,
feel
Mr.
more
JL.
confident. Yeah, I mean, listen. If an offensive player, I would think because there's going to be some team is going to something. We know the first pick is probably going to be a quarterback. I have a good feeling another team is probably going to take a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Everybody needs offensive linemen except for us. So at 20, there's still going to be some really, there should theoretically still be some good offensive players there. You might still have the number two receiver still there. You might still even have the number one tight end. I don't know about the number one tight end, but there's going to be some strong twos there.
So this is
Like
gonna be
there's
my
going to be
next
some
question, though,
strong
Wes.
twos at 12, at
We're gonna
20.
be my next
Huh?
question because in this scenario we already drafted an offensive nigga at 12. How would y'all feel?
Who?
Hold on, let me just put y'all all up on here. I'm gonna ask y'all all this question together. All right, and 'cause remember in this scenario, because that's why I played the clip from Shot. In this scenario, we already spent 12 on an offensive nigga. How would y'all feel if the Dallas Cowboys went back to back offense at 12 and 20?
You know what the position I would think if they would do it at 20, it would be a free pick and it would piss the nation off, but also it would also make a bunch of haters happy too. If they picked a quarterback, bro. Like it would make sense because you got 5 years on them. You could damn near pick Dak's replacement because Dak's gonna be here 3 years under contract. Well, this quarterback is gonna be here guaranteed 6 because you're gonna have 5 years on his rookie deal, and in 1 year you can franchise tag him. You know what I'm saying? And he could literally be your backup for the next 2 years, and it wouldn't necessarily hurt you because you know at some point he's going to be your starter.
I mean,
Hello? I think we lost, but what do y'all think in the comment box? Let me know in the comment box. What do you guys think? Would you be upset if the Dallas Cowboys went quarterback at 20? What's up with you, Thomas Smith? Appreciate you for sliding in. What's up with you? Let's go cheap. Appreciate you. What would y'all thoughts be on that? You know what I'm saying? Dak Prescott's under contract for another this year plus 2 years. So you know you got 3 more seasons with Dak Prescott. It typically takes a quarterback about 2 years to get acclimated. If you're going to draft a guy, it's going to take him at 2 years to get acclimated. Shoot, the Dallas Cowboys don't like doing deals with Dak's agent. These are all things that are obvious and things that we already know. So what would you guys on what side of the fence would you be on if they took a quarterback at 20?
Shit, it's a waste of pick. In my opinion,
Go ahead.
in my
yeah, me
opinion,
too.
it's a waste of pick because
Joe is.
I'm not trying to draft anything that's not going to help me right now. We might as well ask Dak Prescott if he want to get traded at that point because we're spending premium assets on a nigga that's going to sit and watch. Sit and watch. Instead of getting Dak another weapon, instead of fixing this defense, we gonna get a motherfucker that ain't gonna play, that's gonna hold a clipboard. So I would hate the shit personally, because that shows that you're doing too much shit. You can either build a team for now or build a team for the future. A backup quarterback is a move for the future. So that shit don't even match up with the kind of shit we talking about. You know, like if you spend that kind of assets on a backup quarterback, you know, then you might as well holler at Dak and say, "Hey, man, I know you got a lot of love for Kellen Moore. I know you're from Louisiana. You know, let's get you home. Let's get you home." Cause that's how I feel at that point. You at that point, if you're spending premium assets on a nigga that's not gonna play, then you might as well, you know, say fuck it. You ain't really trying to compete right now. Cause you could have did anything else with that pick. You could have traded it back. You could have traded it for another wide receiver. If you wanted to trade George Pickens, you could have traded for a War Daddy. You could have did anything else in the world with that pick besides draft a fucking quarterback. especially when you could still get a quarterback in later rounds and develop. Because every time these niggas go out here and try and get a quarterback in the top round outside of fucking Troy Aikman, the nigga they attached to is bullshit. Paxton Lynch in the first round would have been bullshit for the Dallas Cowboys. Johnny Manziel in the first round would have been bullshit for the Dallas Cowboys. So I don't like them to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Now I get it. I understand Dak Prescott is aging. But man, if you're doing that much for a future, like we might as well not even watch the games, bro. We might as well not even watch the games this year. We might as well just see him to year 3 of the Dak Prescott contract. Say fuck it.
Yeah, I agree. I can agree with you. I would probably be I wouldn't necessarily consider it a wasted pick just because, like, I plan on being a Cowboy fan until the Lord take me off this earth. You know what I'm saying? And I'm hoping that's at least 80 years. So it's like, I understand that there is going to be life after Dak Prescott. And I'm going to be honest with you, like, as much as I want to win right now, I also feel like Dak Prescott and this team is always going to be good enough for where we're going to have to reach at some point for a quarterback anyway. So it's like, if I got a free pick that can put me in, and this, I'm going to tell you, it's only a wasted pick until the kid has to play. That's it. As soon as the kid has to play, then it's not a wasted pick anymore. You know what I'm saying? Now, Dak has done something, Dak has been missed, except for last year. Dak has historically missed at least 1 or 2 games a season. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and if your offense is as good as it's supposed to be, then guess what? Like, I would rather the Cowboys, because we've actually done really good at getting wide receivers in the 3rd and in the 4th that I just don't like paying these guys and like they're number ones, but we've actually done good drafting wide receivers, outside the top 100 and them being pretty solid. Like Cedric Wilson was a guy that probably wouldn't have gotten no burn, but he got burned in Dallas and ended up being solid for us. Jalen Tolbert, he was cool, but I mean, look where he was drafted at. He was cool for what we drafted him for. Michael Gallup, he was cool for what we drafted him for. So it's like, I have faith in that, but I have zero faith in the Dallas Cowboys, finding another Dak Prescott, a guy in the 4th round that's going to play solid for 10 to 12 years for me. No, I do not have faith in that. So it's like, if you have it right now to do it, why not? I mean, you're wasting assets in the first place anyway, because Sam Howell, bro, if that goes down, the season's over. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
That's the same
it is
for
a
most
move.
teams, though. And I'll say,
You're absolutely right.
Say
But
this though,
you
to your point of not trusting the Dallas Cowboys, they've had more success in that approach than trying to target niggas in the top round. Tony Romo wasn't drafted.
Well, that's because we got lucky but you got to remember that we got lucky because these guys played forever. We didn't really had to go back and do it either. Like, Dak has been our quarterback for 10 years. Tony Romo was our quarterback for 10, 12 years. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, for the last 20 years, we've had 2 quarterbacks. So we've actually gotten blessed. We haven't been like the Cleveland Browns, who literally have had 17 quarterbacks in 10 years. Like, we've gotten blessed in that aspect. So that's why I'm saying, like, and listen, I would want the Dallas Cowboys obviously to spend it on something that we can use now. You know what I'm saying? I would rather us give it to the Cleveland Browns for Myles Garrett versus going to go get a quarterback. But I'm just thinking about life after Dak at the same time, because life after Dak is going to come faster than we know it. Like, it's going to come faster than we know it. You know what I'm saying? And I promise you this right here, if we don't win a Super Bowl in the next 2 years, he won't be here on that last 3rd year. Like, he won't be here. The Cowboys will trade. They will figure out some way to get him to sign that trade clause, and he'll probably even want to be traded by then. Because we all said the window, how long is this window? Well, if the window's only going to be open for 2 to 3 years, that means then guess what? In 2 to 3 years, we have to have the quarterback on the roster. Like, I don't want to lose Dak Prescott and then we have to go into that same year's draft and find a guy that's going to be good, because that I know for sure is not going to work.
But see, that's the thing.
Not for the
Think
Cowboys.
about being good right after Dak. You might need to be sorry. You just sat here and said yourself that Dak Prescott is going to be too good for you to be able to get a premium pick. Without Dak Prescott here, you can do that. You don't have to even reach and do that shit. You can naturally be bad for a year without Dak Prescott and then have a top pick and draft a nigga. Just like every other team.
But that's what I'm trying to avoid. I'm trying to avoid not doing that, because guess what? They still got to go into the draft and pick a kid.
Cool.
And I don't know what the quarterback's going to look 5 years from now.
Well,
4 years from now.
I know this ain't the class to be trying to reach for a quarterback.
Yeah, listen, listen to me. I'm not pushing the narrative that the Cowboys should do it, but I'm just saying like that you asked what would be something that you would be surprised or you wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't overly be mad if the Dallas Cowboys took a quarterback at 20. I wouldn't. Because I feel like it's going to be the same risk that you're taking, you know what I'm saying, with any other player. It's just the only difference is he doesn't have as many opportunities as a defensive player has, because a defensive player, you can just put him on the field. A quarterback, only one guy can play at a time. So I get that. You know what I'm saying? So that's where obviously I believe that's where the difference is, because if he was a wide receiver, nobody cares because you can put him as your third wide receiver. But as a quarterback, when will he actually get to play? He's gonna play during preseason. That's when he gonna
Hey,
play.
what y'all think about it?
Yeah.
What y'all good people think about it?
Talking about this quarterback, you're still on it. My bad. I had to come drop my kid off.
You good?
I hate it. Yeah, I absolutely hate it. Because one, we've seen somebody do it before. Remember Green Bay do it, and they do it because they're good at drafting quarterbacks, and they even hurt them though. If you really think about it in hindsight, because after they drafted him, I think Aaron Rodgers still had an MVP caliber season, but they lost in the playoffs because
Two
they
of
could
them.
have probably used that Jordan Love pick on some more of that year. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like if we not building all the way right now, what are we building for? That's just me. Um, like like I said, I understand. I think next year, if we don't get this year into playing, what's the name? I think next year we should start looking for a quarterback. I don't think this is the year for it. It's the wrong draft for it, as far as prospects, and just like I just don't trust the Dallas Cowboys using a high value draft pick on a quarterback for real.
The only thing I trust them really to use draft picks on is offensive linemen, because that's we've been hitting square on with offensive linemen. So go draft a center then.
I think they go back to center.
Hey, we are for sure the offensive line whisperer, for sure. You know what I'm saying? Because think about this. In the last 5 years, 6 years, we've drafted 3 offensive linemen, and all of them are damn near all pro or at least pro bowlers.
Yeah, they've done well at the offensive line.
We actually do it correctly, receiver. We'll get it. We'll draft a high quality receiver and put it behind and make a wide receiver too.
Facts.
And turn him into a star. We do
Facts.
it correctly. We do tight end.
Facts.
We don't. I think we were. I like our original plan of tight end, using a low value pick and just having just a slew of rotation and not spending a high value pick like a Shoemaker type pick when we know we got like a Jason Witten or a King. You know what I'm saying, like a dog right there. But I'm just getting to a point. Yeah, I'm getting to a point.
Yeah, you back, Lou? Hey, he said tight end. I wouldn't mind getting a tight end at 20. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I wouldn't say shit about a tight end. I know that I got upset about quarterback shit. Fuck Jake Ferguson. We get a tight end. What's up, nigga? I ain't mad at it. If Kenyon Sadiq is there at 20 and he the best person on your board, shit, I do that shit. Because we already talked about we ain't getting enough return on investment from Jake ass.
Yeah, Jake is a protected man in the Dallas Cowboys, because people don't say nothing negative about him. People don't, they got all these inherit. I posted a video. If the Dallas Cowboys, are you guys okay with the Dallas Cowboys tight end room? And literally, I've never heard so many people blame his lack of success on someone else's success. He wasn't good because Pickens took all his yards.
Man, that Pickens barely had more targets than this nigga. They damn near had.
I know, bro. That's why I said I ain't never heard so many people blame someone else's unsuccess on someone else's success. But you try to use that same excuse for CeeDee Lamb. No, it's because he dropped the ball. CeeDee Lamb didn't drop that many damn balls. He actually dropped the same amount of balls he dropped the year before.
Yeah,
fans, they gonna pick and choose.
That ain't nothing.
I've heard fucking favorites at this point. And Jake Ferguson, for some reason, is a fan favorite. I don't get it. I don't understand it. But they love that boy. And I'm not saying he's the worst player in the world, but he is not as good as people be making him out to be.
Man, people were defending his.
Yeah, everybody says.
I remember.
Everybody said, "Oh, it's because of Pickens. If Pickens took all his yards." I said, "Yeah, you're right."
Yeah,
I'm serious, man. But then you try to use that same, but then I try to be sneaky and use that same excuse with CeeDee Lamb. Oh yeah, but CeeDee Lamb. Oh no, it's not. It wasn't had nothing to do with Pickens. I'm like, all right. See, maybe it had something to do with them 4 games he didn't actually physically play in.
Think about that. CeeDee
I think
Lamb missed 4 games and still did better than Jay Ferguson has.
I know that's what I'm saying. Like people be forgetting that CeeDee Lamb missed 4 games. It's not that he didn't play bad. He didn't even have a helmet and shoulder pads on for 4 whole games. And your offense was still, think about this, and your offense was still number 1.
Damn sure what's good to Jake Ferguson.
Nah, and especially not his 8 touchdowns in meaningless games.
Yeah, like Andrew said, this is personality. He is a likable guy. He just ain't always a good football player.
Yeah, and then tight end position. Listen, I just think the Cowboys ain't never really had high expectations for the tight end position anyway. You know what I'm saying? Listen, Jason Witten is a great tight end, but bro, he is not the quintessential like what they're looking for in tight end right now. You know what I'm saying? And like, to be honest with you, Jason Witten was a guy that played above where he was supposed to be anyway. You know what I mean? Like, thank God for Tony Romo. Yeah, thank God for Tony Romo. So I think, the Cowboys, we don't have high expectations for tight end anyway. Like Jason Witten was not a yak guy. He was not a get it down the field type of guy. He was not a, you know what I'm saying? Like he was not no speed option, you know what I'm saying, type tight end. He was a guaranteed catch on 3rd down and in the end zone. You know what I'm saying? But that's not, and he was a really good run blocker. You know what I'm saying? But in 2026, they're looking for your tight ends to be damn near wide receivers. So it's like in Cowboy Nation, we've never even had that. So I think we don't even be fathoming that. You know what I'm saying? Because we've actually had tight ends that were like the tight ends that could actually stretch the field and get down. You know what I'm saying? But Cowboy fans, y'all didn't want to see them. They didn't want to see them.
Nah, that's a very fair point. And when we go live again, we'll probably have to break down some of the tight ends in the draft because I ain't gonna hold you. We looked at most of the pass rushers. There's still a couple that we could have covered, but we're gonna say that for a different time because I'm gonna take my ass to work. But we're gonna look at some of these tight ends in the draft the next time we do a show because I think it's easier to replace Jake Ferguson than to replace anything else at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I think you could, in this draft, you could probably replace him or at least get the same type of talent. And then you got to think the Cowboys, we love doing, 12 personnel. So it's like there's a lot of times where there's going to be 2 tight ends on the field anyway. You know what I'm saying? So like you need someone behind. I like stand for it, but man, you can't be taking, listen, y'all either got to love, you either got to love Flournoy or love Stanford, but you can't love them all, man.
You're gonna have to make a decision on what you're more comfortable being in: three wide receiver sets or 11 personnel. Like you said, which one actually gives you a better advantage? And listen, honestly, let's be 1,000% real. Ryan Flournoy being out there with CeeDee Lamb and Jordan Pickens is a much more intimidating thing than Jake Ferguson, slow ass, and Brett Spanford being on the field together. Let's just be 1,000.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So exactly. So like that, I think the tight end position would be a good OJT position because like you can walk away from Ferguson. You can walk away from you can almost walk away from everybody in your tight end room because you're not about to re-sign freaking Shoemaker. He's gonna be gone next year. He might be out the league next year, keep it real. So yeah, I mean, a tight end. I'll be down for a tight end. I'll let you guys do some more research on it and make me an expert on it. But I would definitely be okay with. I would definitely be okay for a tight end. And at that point too, I would also be looking for a trade back scenario too.
If Kenyon Sadiq ain't there,
Because I promise you, at that point, there's no tight end in the draft class that somebody else would want to take at 20.
Only person is Kenyon Sadiq. He's the one tight end with a first round grade.
So then I'm trading back. Then I would try to trade back and get two. Who got some second round picks? If I can get the same tight end I'm gonna get in the second round and the first round, and then pick up some second round picks, then I would do that. Use that second round. Use that second. You pick 20 to get you into the second round and get that same type player you were gonna get. You just get them for cheaper, and then on top of that, not only do you get them for cheaper, but you get something else.
Mm-hmm. I'm putting out the part now, man. Let everybody know where they can find you. Cause I'm gonna take my ass to work.
All right, man. It's Friday, man. You can find me on the internet under West Coast Cowboy. And don't think that Brian Sherman is not side. Okay. Yeah, you can find me on the internet. Just type in West Coast Cowboy, man. You guys already know what it is. Never look down, start up.
And it's your boy Henny the Moore reporting live from the liquor store. Thank y'all for everything, the love, the support. On the way out, hit that super chat, hit that cash app, hit that share, hit that like. And when the video ends, please spin the block and hit that hype. Appreciate y'all for everything. And just like my brother